it was at the beginning just a job. I had drawn a short Hawkeye story for Marvel Comics that was very well received. People really liked it. And one of the editors there was putting together a new series that they wanted to reach a similar audience. And so they reached out to me because they thought I could tell the right kind of story. A lot of Marvel Comics is very, very glamorous and very big and explosive, like the movies. And I'm not that sort of artist. They don't have a lot of artists that they work with who do small characters, characters who aren't handsome or pretty, characters who aren't good at what they do. So they came to me with that. I'm not sure when they started if it was supposed to be a comedy or not. The script came to me in very, very small batches. I would get 5 pages of script, 3 pages of script. And I immediately started seeing places where I could be funny. And no one had ever hired me to be funny before. I've always been a crime story comics artist. And so I thought, well, I'll just sneak jokes in until they tell me to stop. And they never did. When the writer, Nick Spencer, saw that I was being funny, he started writing funny. And we started trying to top each other. That was the writer's choice. There had been a group of these characters before that Boomerang was part of. And I think the writer was amused by the idea of a supervillain with such a silly power, such a stupid power, and how unlikely it was that an Australian man would go from being a pitcher for the New York Mets baseball team to being a super assassin. And I think you recognize that there was something to work with there. One of the reasons we got to be as inventive and strange with the comic is that these were not characters that they had to protect. I don't think they were thinking that anybody was going to make a Boomerang movie anytime soon. So we could do interesting damage to them and entertain the audiences that way. I love drawing Boomerang because some of the funniest people I've ever met are complete sociopaths. And it was very entertaining to draw him and think about him. And I love drawing Shocker because I love the contrast between how he's sometimes portrayed as a supervillain who screams his rage at Spider-Man, but by the time we are telling stories about him, he doesn't really want to be involved with crime anymore. He wants to steal some money so he can go and live somewhere warm instead of being stuck in New York. My favorite scene, I have some original art with me here. I can just hold it up. This moment right here was one of my favorites. Like I said, my writer would only send me a few pages at a time. So when I got it, when I got to that page of the script, I was as surprised as the reader was. I did not know that was coming, and it made me laugh. I couldn't draw because I was laughing too hard. I liked the Punisher's appearance in the comic. That was a chance to be both the kind of artist I used to be, the crime story artist and the comedy artist at the same time. That always made me laugh. I loved all the sort of romantic, sort of cynical talk between Boomerang and his unnamed girlfriend. It was particularly fun because I I used two studio mates of mine as models for those characters. And so I would have them stand in front of me and show them how to act every panel and take photos. So whenever I was drawing those scenes, I was also drawing pictures of my friends, and my friends being very, very goofy as well, which is great. Probably my favorite, Jiro Taniguchi. I liked this zombie comic, I Am a Hero, Hanazawa. My pronunciation will be terrible. I apologize for that. Tezuka, of course. Everybody in America loves Junji Ito. And Lone Wolf and Cub, of course. Probably, maybe one of my two favorites. I don't know how important he is there now, but Tatsumi. He's particularly powerful. I like small naturalistic stories, and he's wonderful at those brief, sad episodes of real life. People who are reading this have lots and lots of wonderful options to read. And I know that it's very difficult to translate humor sometimes. So I was nervous that the comic would not read as well in translation as it does in English. But I'm also very excited. That's the most important comics audience in the world there. Really hope you enjoy the comic. We worked very, very hard on it for a very long time. We got to tell the sort of story that you almost never get to tell at Marvel Comics. And I'm so happy that that the story continues to find an audience so many years after we first told it.